Hey everyone, welcome back. And that's right, there was no Tiger tank work on the diorama this week because because of the size of the base, and I needed to get my other table cleared off of other things so I can get in there and get painted and do it justice. And so I finished up the sci-fi Mobius Battlestar Galactica, and I was hoping to have it. I got all the building, got everything done. You'll see that. I was hoping to, I got to still work on the base, so I'm going to work on that over the next couple of days. It's not going to take me long. But, yeah, I had fun. It was very fun. So the Battlestar Galactica is 98% done, and that's 2% for the base. But, yeah, I hope yeah. So now I can focus solely on getting that diorama done. And I know you guys see me do 2 or 3 kits at a time. But when I go into diorama work, I want to stay focused just on what I'm doing there, because there's the scene and there's everything that needs to be part of it, and the stuff that my client requested. So soldiers are pretty well done. I got another group I got to do that stuff on, but soldiers done, Tiger tank's done. The building is 95% there. I still need to do a little more weathering on that and get started on getting the base, the diorama base finished, getting stuff built in and taking care of with that. So that's why I just focused on getting the Galactica finished this week. So yeah, it was fun. I really had a lot more fun. I had fun when I built the first one, but I really enjoyed doing this again after 6-7 years after I got back into it, and it's been, I don't know, 5-6 years maybe, I don't know. But it was fun, and I could take everything that I've learned, what I've watched others do, and I've learned from others, and it was awesome to be able just to put a love of that into the Galactica. So, if you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. Click on the bell. You'll be alerted every time I upload. Also, thank you to my subscribers. I really, really appreciate it. I'm going to say this every week. You know that. It warms my heart, and I really appreciate it, and I'm glad I get to share this with you guys. But if you have any questions, if you need me to go over more on, hey, Buck, how did you do this? Or, hey, Buck, can you go a little more in depth with that? Or, hey, Buck, can you make a video of just that technique? Put it in the comment section. Also, put in there, hey, Buck, wow, hey, Buck, okay, or, hey, Buck, what the frack were you thinking when you did that? Put that in the comment section too, and I respond within 12 to 24 hours. So with that, let's get to the bench and check out the Galactica. Well, good morning, Tuesday, and I did do a little work yesterday. Finished getting the Galactica, the parts that I wanted to get masked and do later. If I finish getting them, I got a couple I didn't realize, and I'll do them. But yeah, so that was a lot of tape and knife work. Well, not a lot, yeah, but yeah, fun. So what I did was I started working on the cannons that go around the Galactica. So this is what comes in the kit, and yeah, they're okay, but yeah, they could use more. Then this is what Paragraphics did, and let me see if I can get my handy dandy tweezers here, because sometimes. So guys, these are photo etch, but let me see if I can get a little bit closer, maybe, no. And there's a lot more detail, that's why they're so cool. But and then they'll go, no, here, let me see if I can let me do one real quick, just to kind of share with you before I go and get those guys going to paint. So I'm going to snip it, and I'll tell you how I did this, guys. So let's put you right there, like so. Now there's not much height to them, I know, but they are just straight up flat. Let's see if I can get that in there enough. And yeah, they're going to help give that better detail than just the round, bulky ones that came with the kit. But so in the instructions, if you do get these guys, when you do get them, there's going to be quite a bit of sheet. And this is, sorry, let me get it in camera. This is what it's going to look like, and you got to put another piece of styrene on. They're flat, they're easy, and I was going to show you guys. I meant to show you, and I kind of spaced because I got into it. But all I did is got them all glued, got them all folded. Then I put them on this tape to help put. This is just a little styrene rod to get them there. So now they're ready to get done paint and stuff on. So I'll be working on that. But wanted to show you a couple of things. So to help create that, for lack of a better word, the Aztec paneling, or because the ship is, this as big as ship as this is, there's not going to be full solid sheet steel, whatever, done. So I get this set. This is Aztec Dummies generic plating detail mask, and that's what these are, detail mask, just to add different shapes and all that. And I've been using these for a long time. I love these. So I will definitely be sharing that with you guys if you haven't seen. And then I got to looking at the colors for the Galactica, and for what's not masked off, basically the ribs and everything, I am going to go, I got the metallic black. So I'm gonna see what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna start with neutral gray. Actually, I'm gonna start with a little steel, and then I'll go to neutral gray. But black, neutral gray, and a bit of a medium sea gray as a blender for most of it. But so yeah, that's what I'm doing. And so let me get things arranged and get some paint mixed up, and I'll come back and I will share these with you and show you how I do this. So give me a few minutes. Alright, so I'm going to start with the bow of the ship first, because it's the easiest one. I can zoom in so you guys can see. But like I said, with these generic detail templates, this is what you get. You get this sheet times 2, and then, sorry, trying to do both, then this and this. And I'm using these two right here. And yes, you can definitely, if you want them to be sharper, you can definitely use the pull out, or the other shape, the shape design, whatever. But yeah, so first things first. Like I said, I love these things. So I have it on this sheet, and keep the sheet, because trust me, it's it'll work. And so basically all I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull this off like so. And if you're just getting to my channel or anything, anytime you use any detail, don't try to go sideways or cockeyed. You need to keep 12 to 6 or 3 to 9. So because trust me, sorry. Yeah. And that's fine. So just trying to, and I use both sides, trust me. And to help take some of the tack down on the back of it, do this. Then it makes it a little easier. And then, yeah, just like that, right guys? Hey, Buck, doing such a great job. Can't even get the template on. Okay, so there, the template's on, and I'm just lightly patting it down. So the first I'm going to go with is the Vallejo metallic. I'm just going to do steel. And the great thing with doing this, don't try to just try to get that, oh yeah, I want to keep that shit. No. Basically all I'm doing is, getting there, and then I'm just kind of lightly going over, and if I wanted a bit more detail, I can get a little closer, turn the pressure up a little bit more, but I don't want to try to do the whole thing like that. So as you can see, just subtle, not very crazy. And now we'll do this. Stay straight. Tack it down again, and then I'll just kind of like I did the first time. I just lightly spray, or heavy, however you want to do it. And as you can see, it's starting to show up, which is great. And we'll do this guy. And like I said, sometimes I'm way back here, and I'm like, oh, I didn't get any color. So you'll have to find that nice spot and pressure. And yes, you will get paint on you. So you can see there, and the fun of, so like these back ones, I don't want to, because I know I'm gluing, I'm not sanding that down, but I don't have to try to go all at once. I just want to paint the areas that I know I'm going to need, like so. And I can turn it around, change the orientation a little bit, which is great. And yay! Now we'll come back to this side, and don't worry. The great thing about this, you don't have to, because airbrush are so great, and I'm trying to keep my hands on the tape that I've had the mask so I don't get it into the actual paint. But so. And voila! Now we'll do the rest of it and let this get to a point of dryness, and then I will come back and turn it over. But first, let's get you a little bit straighter. There we go. And okay, and you want to save the paper because you want to be able to put the mask back down. And another good rule of thumb, make sure it rests, because as you keep pulling and doing things, it's going to stretch out a little bit, but you can let it rest. So let's turn the exposure down so you might actually see what's going on here. Maybe. Okay. So you can see it's just that little bit of extra, just start of the detail. And the back. So that's how this is going. And so I'm going to get the steel all done, and then I'll come back and I'll just kind of keep showing what I'm doing, so you guys can see that. Getting the, there we go. So, all right, well, let me get back to it, and I will show you what the first pass looks like. See you in a bit. Okay, first pass is done on everything, and you can see it. So now what I'm going to do is, at some point you're going to want to do this tape, so you can do the flip and everything. Let me share that with you real quick. It's pretty simple, and nothing really special, guys. Tape, masking tape or painter's tape or whatever you got, and let's start here. And when you set it up, you want to make sure you don't inadvertently cover up one of the masks or one of the holes, so you can get that love in there. And there we go. All right. So I'm going to start again, because with the head, or the bow of the ship. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint some black in. It's the same thing I did with the steel. It's this. I have to get some more black here soon. Just a wee bit of black, yes. Sorry guys, just getting things around. And I sometimes because I do paint so much with certain colors, I'll dump the excess that's left in here back into the bottle, black, and then it gets really thinned out well. So now I am going to do this, because I went 12-6 on the first pass, especially down the middle. What I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go, and you can see how I can hold it, and again, sometimes, if you want to get more detail, and I do say that, definitely get some detail in there. If you don't think you got enough detail, sometimes going a little harder helps. Just stuck to my arm there. Darn it. Not going crazy detail. I'm just making sure I have enough, you know. And now I need to find Okay. This will maybe. Actually, no. Let's do this. And what it is I'm just doing that so I can, because again I went long ways down. Yeah, maybe not that one, so I can see it later. Let's see. What do I got here? What do I got here? I got stuff. I do. I just gotta know where I put it all. Right? Alright, here. Let's do this real quick. Because I can always put those back up. Okay, so there, you know, that way I can go 12 to 6 instead of 9 to 3 or 3 to 9. And again, I am getting a little more on this time. Oh, yeah, I forgot to do that guy. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Hi, sweetheart. About that, guys. My granddaughter's here, and I need to put a light up when I'm recording, but that's okay. So I had to stop and say hi to my granddaughter, Melody. And like I said, the closer you get when doing it, especially when you have to hold it like this, like I said, I go a little bit heavier and try to keep my hand as still as I can. So something like that. That's okay. That's alright. Okay. This way. Me and my big fingers, right? And again, just... Sorry about this, guys. I'm trying to do this, and this, and yeah, sometimes it gets a little crazy. It's alright. Sometimes the further away it is, it makes it lighter, and the closer you are makes it stronger. Also with the mask too, if you need to, if you hold it out like this, you're just going to get a faint. But the closer you get it, the more detail you'll get. Okay. So now you can start to see that black in there, just a little bit. Not crazy, but just a little. And that's what the next round is I'm just going to go through and start doing black. And then I'll let it dry for a little bit, and then I'll come back and do another coat of I'm going to use neutral gray for the last of the detail painting, and then I'm going to blend it all with XF83 medium sea gray too. I like it, so that's where I'm going to start with that. So let me get back to add more paint, and I will return. Alright, well, all the texturing is done, and that's the term is this is texture. So let's just see. Try to keep it in focus. And this is probably even better. You can actually see this thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a blending coat. And by blending, I'm just taking all the high contrast with doing all the detail and the texturing. Now I need to blend it back together. So I'm going to use XF83 medium C gray for this part and get that done, and then I'll use another gray for the other detail I'm going to do. But so should have had this already made up and I didn't. Oh well. Okay. Start here with you. Mix. Okay. Dang it. I was not ready when I turned the camera on. Darn it. Oh well. Okay. So, now I'll get this all blended together. Okay. So, let's zoom back in a little bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So you see that right there. So by blending it in, all I'm doing is just that. I'm not trying to get rid of all the detail and the texturing I did. I just want to get it blended. And it might take a couple of passes, trust me. I've had that happen too, where it takes a little, you know, to get just to the right. And it's going to have to be your eye. I mean, as you can see, you can see some of the detail, but not a lot of it. Or you're not getting all that contrast. But again, I'm not trying to go crazy with it right now. I just want to start putting it together. Now I'm going to let that sit for a second, and then I'll go back for another pass just to see what I think, and then turn it over to the bottom. So it's not bad. It's there. Okay, let's try. So you can still see the texturing I did, but it's but it's not overwhelming. Let me do that. It's not overwhelming, and that's what you're looking for. And again, it's going to have to, you know, do it where you feel comfortable. Do it what you like and you want to see, and go, you know, then good. So, and then I just do quite a few. There we go. Now you can grab it. And sometimes you might have to change the angle you spray in if you're still getting a lot of contrast, because sometimes, because especially with all this ribbing and things, it kind of doesn't want to always go where it's supposed to. So now I'm gonna let that dry. You know, I'm gonna do the bottom and then let it dry. And then, depending on how it looks when it's completely where I stop, and then what it looks like completely dry, decide whether or not I'm gonna do another pass or not. So let me get these guys finished up, and I will be back and I will share some more. Okay guys, well, I've got it blended where I'm happy, so I'll show you what that does. And I turned the exposure down so you guys could see it. And then on the back, and on this side, and the top. But you really can see it on here, so let me hopefully it stays in focus for you. And that's blended for what I like, as this is my blend, and it looks very good. And yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to seal this in, what I just did, seal it in, and seal it in, and then take off the mask and remask. So alright guys, well, I get started on getting this sealed. Alright, yeah. So, protective coat's all on, and I took all the masking off, and I thought I'd show you overall view. And I love how, no, like I said, this is still gonna get the texture, but it's gonna be a little bit lighter on everything. It's gonna be a lighter color, so this pops from that. But yeah, it's pretty neat. So let me do that for you guys. Sorry about the glare. But yeah, I really am liking that. I mean, that texture looks so good. And then these guys. And then the main part of this shit. Oops. And then underneath. So yay! Yeah, I'm very happy. So even though these are dry enough for me to, I'm gonna let this cleaning the airbrush for one, and two, I just want to let this sit and get good and good. I mean, it's safe enough to do, but yeah, I just want to give it the love and let it do its thing and settle, and yeah. So liking, and I can't do any more painting anyway because I have to get my airbrush. I'm cleaning my airbrush, and I mean by cleaning, I put it in purple power and let it sit all night, and then I can get all the crap off. But yeah, so that's gonna sit for the night, and I did start weathering this other wall. So this is what it looks like on the back without any overall weathering, and then I started with weathering on the side. So far I've just added black. There's still going to be some other colors I'm going to go in there and do, but yeah. And then I made sure I weathered this a bit. I don't weather it anymore, but this now has this clear coat protecting it, so I can do even more things with weathering it. But yeah, so yeah, I'm thrilled how this is coming along. This is doing awesome. So all right, guys, I'm gonna get back to work on what I can without my airbrush. Good Thursday morning, guys, and getting back at it. But yes, I did work yesterday, and I'm going to show you. Remember I told you I was going to do two, the dark that you see, and now that's all masked off, and now I'm going to do the lighter detail parts. But I thought, okay, yeah, I can get all painted. It took me a while to get everything remasked off, and that's the funny thing is, I worked on getting this masked from yesterday morning till I had one piece left, but it was already like 4:30, and I mean that's with the brakes and everything, and it took a while to mask, but hey, we're getting there. So yeah, and as soon as I get this painted more, I am going to start working, and like I said, I'm going to get back on to getting the diorama done, but I want to get certain things out of the way because I'm going to have to paint it over on my other table because it's just, it's big. You saw that. So, yeah. So let me get some paint mixed up and I'll show you what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do this to try to help match or at least represent that lightness detail painting. I'll be right back. Okay, so the first pass I'm going to do is I'm going to use the XF83. That's a medium sea gray too. And again, just, I'm going to start going in and just putting in detail patterns. And yes, these guys love to this will be the last, once I get done doing this, then I'm going to throw these guys away because they need to be thrown away. And yeah, I'll be done with them because I use them up. Just pulling off paper towel that seemed to dry on. Oops. Oh my, that was probably the paper. Yeah, it was stuck on the paper. So, again, I'm just going to find a spot, and again, I'm not going to do different angles. I'm going to do, either 12 to 6 or 3 to 9. So, here we go. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch, guys, but I wanted to show you. See that? Very, very neat. So, okay, well, I'm going to keep doing this. I don't want you guys to get, um, you don't need to see the painting going on. I share that enough. So, let me get going, and I will return when it's finished. Or the next step. Alright, guys, I'm fixing to do the blending coat, which is the XF Sky Gray. I only did 2 texture passes on this. And what I did, I went with the XF83, and then I went with the XF2 flat white, and it's great. Let's see if you see that. So it's gonna look cool. And now I'm gonna blend them together. I'm not gonna make you guys watch me go through that again. So once I get it finished, I will be back and I will share. Okay, well, done with that, and now I'm gonna take the mask off. It's dry enough for me to do that, and then I'm just gonna, let it sit for a few more hours before I gloss coat it. So, one of the reasons I've learned that sometimes, especially with the masking like this I did, you want to make sure. I like to get it off as quick as I can so I can see, make sure everything sealed right and did what it did. That I got what I want where I want it. But I thought I'd have a little fun with you guys and share the unmasking of the body. And, oh, the fun of the tape, I tell you. There's a lot of it. And that's, like I said, that's the funny thing. I spent all day yesterday and this morning, part of the morning, finishing masking, and it took me about an hour to do all the painting that I wanted to get done on this level. With what I'm doing now, I still got more painting to do, but it's kind of funny, right? You spend all that time, and it's like, the biggest thing is like, you spend an hour masking, and you spend 3 minutes painting, or less. But I love doing this. I still got to do the 4 engines, the back, and then the middle pieces, but getting there. Get some more paint on the, do some more paints, but here's this one. Whoops, forgot to take a mask off. Yay! Nope, I did. I got them all. Okay, never mind. So, and then hold that up there. Oh, keep it in camera. And then so it's really cool. Alright guys, well I'm going to let this sit and cure for an hour or two, and then I'll get a nice clear coat on it, and yay! Like I said, I'm just trying to clear enough space so I can do everything that I can have all this. I can put over here for a bit, and then I can take my airbrush, I got a long hose, and I can start painting on the base. So with that guys, I'm going to go grab a bite to eat, and I'll be back. See you soon. Alright, well, got it gloss coated and got it all that taken care of, and oh yeah, I even went in and did the paint, the red paint. I brushed the 2 landing bays, but I sprayed and I airbrushed that. And the reason I clear coated everything even before I was done with this painting was because I wanted to protect the paint underneath. And there's that one. And also the other thing is I've started getting the gun. I've got the guns in. Now I just gotta make sure they all stay where they're supposed to. Darn things. But hey, it's okay. So now, oh yes, and the guns are on there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the decals on. Before I do any more weathering or anything, I want to get the decals on. And I'll do this in just a second. I'll do that one in a second. But I wanted to show you these guys. These are the, yeah, I'm sorry. These are the decals. Yeah, it's all white, sorry. These are the decals that go with the paragraphic sheet. And so we'll just see how well they get. How well they go. If I can get. And just make sure I got everything ready to go. Where's that Galactica? Where's the other one? Give me a second, guys. I need to find one more, and then I'll get right back with you. Sorry about that, guys. Had to find it. White on white. I tell you, white background, white lettering. It's like, ah. All right, so the first I'm going to do are on the flight landing bays, however. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Like I said, I've never used these before, so see how they come out. And these are from Paragraphics. So, like I said, I've never used them before, so I don't know how long, you know, I'm just going off what I know about decals, so. Yeah, I think I'm gonna let it go a couple more minutes. Or a minute or so, and then go from there. Alright, let's bring it up. Maybe. Okay, gonna let that sit, get good and released. So I'm also using Solvaset. I love it, especially when you got the flat surface to get fine, but if you got detail, you need to put the decal on. You need to definitely try Solvaset. And now all I'm doing is to see how loose that is. I'm gonna let it sit in there a little bit longer. Like I said, because like I said, I've never really worked with them. There's some that I can do that, you know, that are quick, simple, easy, and then there's some that's like, okay. All right, I'm gonna try this. Maybe. I'm just going to set it on here and let it finish breaking itself down. And then it'll be easier to transfer right from here. Let me see if I can zoom that in a bit better for you. There we go. Sorry you guys can't see it that well. Okay. Yay! Get this out. So it's doing its thing. Now I also have Q-tips, so sometimes if you want to make sure it's in good place, you're going to dry it anyway, but I will do this. So make sure it's all on the lettering. And then pushing all the air and the excess water out. Just making sure it looks right. Just pick you up, just there we go. There. Just like so. Oop. That went up. Like I said, I've not really ever worked with these before, so it's all kind of new on this one anyway. Dadgummit. Come on now. There we go. Come on. Sorry, it peeled up on itself. So I'm going to have to forget that one. Find my other one, because I know I have a few here. Let me get everything, and I'll be right back. I don't want to make you guys sit here and wait while I'm looking for this extra decal, so I'll be right back. Okay, well I can't find, because I had extras, but I couldn't find them. So I took it off the decal sheet that comes with the kit, and I'm just replacing it on here with that one. Maybe. Got a couple more minutes. Sorry guys. Normally it goes a heck of a lot better than this on some decals. And then some decals just kind of give you a run for your money. I won't mess with it anymore. There. Oh, dang, I forgot camera's in close. Dang it. Here, let me zoom out, guys. There we go. Let's see if that helps now. Very neat. Very cool. Very happy with that from Paragraphics. This was nice, except for the one that gave me the buzz. No, didn't want to just do and be there. No, it had to play games. So, okay, whatever. That's part of the thing. But, yeah. Also, while that's doing its thing, what I also did is I dry brushed that I used XF82 to give it kind of a blue hinge, as you can see in it. So that's what I did on top and bottom, and then I gave the nozzles a little love of some soot, some blackness. Hey, this one actually might. Oh, no, because I hit it with the tweezers. Okay. Heck yeah, that one perfect. Lovely, thank you. Now I'm just going to get it blotted so it sits down in there. Cool. Maybe. And I'm just going to get that set back down, and then I ain't touching it again. And same thing with this one. I'm just going to get it set on here. Would have that residual water and stuff to go there. So fun, 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 fun. All right. And another thing I want to tell you. See if I can keep it in camera. When you use Solvaset or something like that, be careful how much you do. Because sometimes too much Salvaset will screw with your decals and it won't sit in and it'll just peel and edge and do stuff like that. But so just heads up. Yeah, that's what we did last time. Okay. We're going to try this again. Normally I can get it into decals pretty quick, but, you know, sometimes I just want to be nitpicky. Alright, let's do this. Okay. Now, trying to do is I've got it moved. Now I'm just trying to grab it at the top so that I can not do that. Because on these, like from Paragraphics and stuff, the reason sometimes you'll have problems is because there's no die cut lines like you do in the other, the other kits you get. They kind of cut them out. Oof. Alright, let's soak some of that up. And then when you do this all set, so you pull your, let's try to put it in camera there. So I'll really squeegee off the brush, I guess it's a good way to say. Especially when there's little ones, I'll make sure and I just put a little bit on there and then I just get it out of the way. So now on to lash tube. So let me bring you here and we're just going to get them both in there and make sure we get that all good and wet and we'll be getting done. Let's see if I can bring it now that I got a bigger piece. So yeah, and what that Salvaset will do, here I'll let you start seeing it on, if I can get it in camera and keep it in focus for you guys. You see how it's starting to get into that photo etch lettering detail, give it that detail. Or, the emphasis, so it's not on flat, but it's, it's wrapping, I guess is the best way to say it. It's wrapping where it needs to be wrapping around. So I'll put you there. And I'm going to put you closer. Sorry guys, I talk too with these. Seems like sometimes if you give them just a little bit of love, they'll do it. Sometimes. Sometimes you give them a lot of love and they still want to screw with you. So, no, not yet. I thought it might be close, but maybe I didn't give him enough time. Nope, I didn't give him enough time in the water. That's alright. Then, what I'm going to do before I do the final construction is I'm going to weather it in the parts that it's in because it's going to be easier and allow me to get into like right here where the pod bays go, the bays go, and be able to get that bit more detail in. And then I'll put it all together. Still trying to think out what I'm going to do for the base. Still haven't thought about it. But, yeah. So, I'm working on it. Okay. All right. Okay, and there it is. And sometimes I won't even use the Q-tips. I like them, but a lot of times I will do the paper towel so I can make sure everything. Oh, that actually, wow, darn, this looks really good. So now I'll put a little bit more water there, and I'll add the lovely. You bugger. Sometimes it'll do that. When you go put the solvent set down, it'll do that. Okay, now just to let that sit and dry. Sorry guys. But, yay, okay, now it's just going to sit and get your dry. Dry. So, yeah, and hopefully, like I said, I'm making space so I can bring, let me show you. Let me see if I can bring this up real quick. I'm making space right here so I can work on this big base. So, trying to get some stuff out and moved around and get off so I can focus on building up. I'm going to have to really finish building everything over there because, you know, like I said, she's a pretty good size one. But, yeah. Alright guys, well, I'm going to let these get dry. I'm going to look and see what I can do on there or just go take a break for a minute. Because those decals did give me a little frustration, but hey, it is what it is. And I'll be back to see what else I can get done. Good morning, Friday, and yes, getting back. And plan is to get the Galactica together today. And yeah, so I can get finished on the base for the Tiger. But what I did is I clear coated again everything, and there you go. You can see those decals came out not bad, not too bad at all. I like them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to basically distress or age or weather the Galactica. Now I like the Panaline accent color. I really love it. I use it a lot, and that's why I say you have to make sure you've got everything done that you want done, and clear coat again. You know, after you do the decals, clear coat it again, and then go to doing this. Now, another good thing I do, spit it out, Buck. Another technique I use, if I can find it, that's monochrome, gunmetal. Ah, yes, I like X19 Tamiya Smoke. It's very, 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 very nice. So what I'm doing is I'm going to start weathering it, basically. So I take and I'm going to do a different technique because there's a lot of really good detail grid line in here, and I want to make sure they're all getting their proper thing going on. If you know what I'm saying. Because of all the grid lines and all the detail that's in this kit, I want to make sure I've got every bit covered. Because what this is going to help do also is create shadow and detail, pointing out those grid lines there. Let me see if I can do this. Okay, let me zoom out just a bit so I can keep this in camera with you guys. And yeah, so I really do love using this, and I'm going to show you because I'm going to let this get to dry point, and I'll explain that here in a second. I'm going to let this dry longer than I normally do because, like I said, I want to make sure I get everything. I want to make sure all the detail that's in this ship comes out from the work. And I will. So the first thing is I'm gonna get this down. Okay. Now at this stage, I'm gonna put it on a mover here. You know, you think I should keep things clean better, but yeah. So I'm gonna set that there and let it age. Now again, I'm gonna do the same thing here. hopefully. I'm just gonna definitely, you know, get in there and get those details accentuated. So. So like I said, I want to make sure I get everything that, you know, to show up like I want. And now I gotta do this one. It's okay if you touch it a little bit. You can, you know, wipe it off your fingers and all that. Most of the time it works really good because, you know, you don't have a billion parts you're trying to get around. Everything, you know, it's all done. But so then get you in there, get you back in there, and set that one down. And I'm not gonna keep showing you. I'm gonna get the rest of them done up to a point, and then get it turned over, do it again, and while that's happening, I can work on the other. I need to get a base done for this, for the Galactica, and so I can do all that. But I'm gonna keep weathering them up, and then once it's dry, I will come back and I will show you the neat little trick with the mineral spirit. So I will see you soon. Alright, well it's dry enough, and now I'm going to start doing the other thing I do. And with this T.B.I panel line accent or any of that, when you want to start cleaning, use mineral spirits. It's the go-to. So I've already got a little bit poured. A few little Q-tips here just in case. And then basically I dip a rag in, and then I just kind of start wiping, leaving a lot of the detail in that I wanted, but getting rid of a lot of things. Like in here in the ribs, I'll take a Q-tip and just get in there a little more and get a little bit more out, because sometimes this stuff does like to sit in there. And there. And basically, yeah, guys, this is it. You know, just slow and steady and easy, and just like that. And yeah, as you can see, I'm not trying to go real crazy. You know, I'm trying to save it in there and get some of the bigger gunk out of the way. Turn this now. Let's get a little bit more on. Sorry, just kind of muttering. And basically, that's it, guys. You just, I just slowly go, and I, you know, take off what I need and try to leave what I can. I'm just giving that effect. I don't want it to be too dark. So that's like why I got the Q-tips to go in here to the ribs. I just want to leave that shadow in there. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, just like so, guys. Here we go. Just do a little bit more love. And sometimes you might have to pick up the kit so you can actually, because this is dry, pick up the kit so you can get even more and see more that you might want to get rid of. So kind of like that. I don't want these guys overshadowed. So as you can see, I'm just picking out, just going in and just taking that out. I'm going to have to go find my other Q-tips here in a second. And like I said, you know, if you take too much, you can go back and after everything's good and dry, you can go back in and either darken it again or whatever you like. But give me a second, let me grab my other Q-tips and I'll be right back to show you how the better way to clean these rib areas. I had some more pointy ones, but I must have used them all. I like them. Thought I had quite a few, but oh well. Oh, lucky me. Pointy. So then again, I'll just go in here, and with this one, I can go in and clean the smaller areas and get a little more into that rib, just to help pull it out more. Or like down here in this area, just, you know, just to give it that little bit of love. And before I turn this over, inside the hanger bay and right there. Sorry, I like talking to myself when I do this too. You know that, guys. Ooh, I forgot to get this out. Yeah, it's a good thing I turned it around. I forgot to get over here and get these little ribby guys. Oops. And then, as you see, I'm just using a Q-tip just to pull it out, dry it off a little more, or remove a little bit more once I get it wet. And okay, yep, not bad. And sorry. That's the fun thing with these ribs. You don't get them all. I'll leave a bit on there, but I don't leave a ton, you know. And then come here and get these guys again real quick. Okay, now, yes, I have to find, I lost one of the guns. I thought I had it. I thought it was glued well, but that's alright, I'll get back to it. So again, guys, like I said, and the reason you use mineral spirits after everything's been, you know, because everything's sealed, the decals and all that, is certain things will like to, it doesn't matter if it's got a seal or not, it will, in the end, it'll try to pillow it up. Trust me, I've run into that too. So. Alright guys, well I'm going to keep doing this. I'm not going to make you sit here and watch me do it all. So, I'll come back when I've got it finished. Oh, everything's dry. I haven't clear coated it yet because I want to get all the pieces together. But I got to thinking I probably haven't showed much wiring detail, you know, how I go about doing things. I've always talked about doing the lighting because I do lighting, but I thought maybe I need to share something with my great subscribers. So before it's done, all secure. This is an easy lighting that I did, just straight positive negative, with the effects are in the LEDs in the engines, and that's it. There's no computer, no nothing. But when you do one of the things I learned, and I sometimes kept forgetting, leave yourself enough lead, okay? Don't try to shorten it so if, you know, oh, it can fit right there, and then leave yourself enough wire to work with, because if you don't, it becomes very, very pain in the behind trying to get it done. Got the length I want. Now the first thing I do is I always I'll put on the insulating tube, and then yeah, so like that, and it gives you enough room to work with. So I have a Lanove soldering gun, and I really love it. It's really, really cool. Love that. So again, basically it's just, okay, let's see. All right, you know, make sure you got them right, because I've done that before. I thought it was the right one in some kit, and I go to, good thing is I always make sure to test before I seal. Even I test a lot. I test. You always hear me saying that, guys. Test. And yeah, but let's see here. All right, there we go. So it's pretty simple. You know, just twist it up, kind of separate them, and this is 30 WANG, and it's called wire, wrapping wire. This is what I use. I love it. I haven't really had any problems with it at all, and great. So don't forget to tin your soldering gun before you put the solder, and then just like that, I just kind of go back and forth just a little bit, and I even test to make sure, because I've done them where I thought they were good, and then I go to start moving and the whole thing falls apart because, well, I didn't put enough solder in. Then I'll trim them just about like so, and then, you know, get that shrink tubing on there. There we go. Okay. A trick I've learned, and I'm sorry guys, I might go off camera so I can do it, but lift it up. Try to lift it up where you can get your hand and the lighter underneath, because you don't want to try to do it right in this area. Sorry guys. And then just, don't even put it up right on it. Just do it right underneath, and it'll shrink to where it needs to go. And there we go. Connection. Okay, so now the next part is getting these two pieces in together. And I've drilled in, this is where I have a lot of spaces inside the ship. And because the other thing is, make sure when you put you put it, fading it back in, that you've made your wire hole big enough to let you pass the shrink tubing back in too. Because I've done that. It's like, oh yay, cool. And I had to cut it and go and have to make the area bigger. Come on now, get in there. Alright, give me a second, it's fighting me. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that guys. Remember what I just said? Make sure your tunnel, or where you're running your wire through, is big enough so you can, when you go to put the shrink tubing in. Yeah, that was me. So everything's wired in, or it's all done and ready to go in. And then just before, like I said, I always test, even after I made the connection and did everything, before I cement it down. And turn that off. And yep. So great, that's working awesome. So yay, that's ready to get taken care of. But first, I just noticed I gotta do another thing real quick. I forgot to take off the LEDs in here. The mask I did. So I didn't get that I think. Okay. And the last one. Come on. There we go. Okay. Now I've got those all done. Excuse me. Sorry. So now, what I usually do is, because you can't even see it. All right. Because of the way this. Let's try this. Get down here. All right. Let me move. Okay. Because of the way this is going to sit in this, I'm going to get the wire in, and then I'm going to cement on the backside, because that'll help keep it locked in and gives me a good, and also lets me know that I'm not gonna CA my my dang my wire into it. So okay. Come on now. There we go. Come on. I told you guys, I talked to this thing. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yay! Alright. So now, and like I said, the only area I'm CAing is on the back side. Might get a little bit of my cord in, but that's okay, because if I can see my cord, there you are. You really want to try to make sure that your cord's definitely not going to get pinched, and it's not going to oh, come on now. There we go. Dang it, lost another gun. And then you want to make sure everything is not sitting where it's supposed to, because oh yeah, okay, let's see. Okay, there we go. And again, just making sure. Okay, good. I think it's just a little bit long right there. I'm just trying to make sure it's, straight. Now I'll show you what I mean by that after I make sure this is locked in place. Good. All right. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Sorry about that, guys, but yeah. And then, like I said, I'll do this one more time. Well, I'm going to do it a lot more times, but yeah. Sorry, guys. The hum. Okay, and turn you off, and yay! Check that out now that the masks are off. What do you think about that, guys? I love that effect. Alright, I'm going to get this last one done, and then get it over to get a matte coat on, and then start working. I got the base ready to go, and I might not get the base finished before the end of the week, or this week, but yeah, it'll be, dang, I lost 3 guns. How the heck? Alright, guys, let me find things, reglue things, and I'll be back when I get it all together. Okay, well, the Galactica is now getting its matte coat on, and yay. But here's what I'm going to do for the base. Oh, turn it the right way. So, I have a lot of these. This is stuff I got at Hobby Lobby, and I cut them down, and as you can see, I put these, it was really long, and I'm going to put the switches and the power here, and then I'm going to paint and get this all. I'm going to stain this, get it really good and sanded once I get all the power in and everything, and then get it stained, sanded, stained, and then yeah, I'm going to put the stand that came with it because I really like it. And if you guys haven't had the honor of looking at this sucker yet, I really like it. And so got that, and then it's going to go there. And the Galactica is only going to be probably that tall, because that's one of the other things I have big time issues with is I leave them up way too high and they should be lower. The reason I started doing that is because I want to see underneath. I want to see how the work is. Yeah, I've had many of headaches making the base or the stand too big. So that's what this is. So let me go do some sanding and I'll return. Alright guys, well, Galactica is, the clear coat's nice and dry, the matte coat, clear coat, and so I thought I'd share. And before, so here's the top. Sorry if I can't get it all in there. And then the side and the back. Do this side. And then underneath. I'm trying to keep my big fat fingers out of the way, guys. So, yay. Alright, well, it's getting to that point of the day where I'm going to have to start shutting down to put the video together. And so let me get some stuff squared away, cleaned up, moved around, and I'll be back. Okay, well, this is where I'm going to close it down for today. Ran out of time. I was hoping to have this all done, but I didn't. I'll work on the base this weekend before my granddaughter comes over, and I'll do a video on how I do that, and then I'll tie it in with how this is going to look on the base. So what that says is next week I have my big other work area, and I can move things around, and I can start getting the Tiger Tank base finished. I've been really wanting to get that done, but you know, sometimes you know. So I wanted this to end this week with the Galactica all together and lit up. You see what I did by the flight bays or the landing bays, or yeah, and those are nice and red and illuminated. And I'm going to bring the camera down so you guys can get that right there. You can start to see that end in there and the landing base. Now I just got this plugged into my power supply, so forgive me, my hands are in the way, but figure out. Alright, I'll just show you that. So that's where I did the red to give that. Sorry, I'm going to bring it up so I can keep sharing that with you guys. And very beautiful. I love that. Let's see if I can get it a little bit higher. Why don't I just do this? So it gives that nice illuminated effect, or that light effect that I really wanted. I'm sorry about the camera work, guys. Alright. So there we go. Now you can see that at the front of the ship and going towards the back. Okay. And straighten you back out. Now, sorry guys. Oof. Let me do this. Sorry, keep playing with the camera, but there we go. Not getting blown out with camera glare, but everything looks beautiful. Everything is doing exactly like I wanted it to, so I'm very happy. So yes, I'll be working and getting the base done, and I'll do a video with Galactica going on her home, and I'll have that separate from getting back to the Tiger Tank, because yeah, I've been itching, and you know, and I got my other work table done, so, or cleared off now finally. Wanted to get the Galactica out of the way, so there we go. So next week, Galactica base finished at some point, and just the Tiger tank video. Just the build and getting the Tiger tank diorama there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it. And did you... let's see if I can get it up there. You notice, guys, I got that... You can see where they turned that... the starboard landing bay or pad or however. It was the museum, so yay. Alright, guys, well, with that, have a happy and fun and safe weekend. Have a happy and fun and safe week next week. And I'll see you back here on the bench.